Yeah, Felipe, I guess just given today's news that Rakeem's opted out, I guess just what's your confidence in Traylon Smith, kind of leading the way in the running backs room the rest of the way?
Yeah, I think we have a group of guys, with Rakeem and then Rakeem leaving, we got a bunch of group of guys that are really good at a position. I think that shows just throughout the season. But those guys have been really good throughout all fall camp, all since then, all throughout the season. Those guys have been good when somebody kind of goes down, they step up, and it's been like that, dealing with injuries. So it's been good. That room's confident and good.
Nikki?
Hey, Felipe. Hutch wanted me to ask because he's writing something on Grant this week, and he's wondering, you see him a lot in practice. So what is it about his skill set that makes him so productive? Or is it more like that the defensive scheme just puts him in the position to make a lot of those plays?
I don't know about defensive scheme. I mean, I think that could be part of it, but I know just from watching him and competing against him, it's just a guy that's, one, not going to quit on a play ever. That's why you see him always surrounded around the ball. It's just one of those guys that, good things are going to happen when you go full speed until the play is over. Always around the ball, type of guy that's going to wrap you up, going to hit you, square on, not afraid of anybody. Just all around good player. He's just always around the ball. I think that's his best attribute. Making plays, being around the ball. That's his best attribute. Works hard, does everything right. Type of players that you want to play with. So,
Nate.
Yeah, Felipe, just as a co-captain, just kind of how did you and the team, take it and losing the leadership that Rakeem brings?
Yeah. So I think that, just being in that situation, and that's kind of his decision and I think that we have guys on the team that are leaders as well. And even when it was just us four getting voted captains, that's not the only leaders that we have on the team by no means. So, that's a continual thing throughout the season. Just more and more leaders emerge, and that's with all four of us up there, being captains. There's more than just us leaders on the team as well. So I think that's something that, has shown throughout the season as well. Just all position groups being leaders.
Tom?
Felipe, cool mask, man.
Appreciate it.
You've seen Missouri each of the last few years getting ready for those guys. What are the kind of the staples of what you see from that defense? And then Arkansas hasn't won this game in several years now. What's it going to take maybe to create this into a rivalry game that's a good Thanksgiving weekend game?
Number one, I'll answer your first question. Number one, I think that Missouri is a very talented defense. I think they're very good up front on the D-line, and then they got good players on the back end as well. And I don't think that we're worried about making it a good game, but I think more about just winning the game is obviously always the main goal, not necessarily making it a good game or, trying to do things like that. I think our main objective is always just to win the game. And, I don't think we waver from that at all. So.
Hey, Felipe, just with Rakeem deciding to move on, how much confidence do you have in Traylon? He's obviously shown a lot of success. He's leading the team in rushing, but just the camaraderie that you guys have been able to develop and knowing that you've got him for at least the next 2 games.
Yeah, he's a great player, and he's shown it all year. He's shown to be able to come in and step up and do what he's asked to do and then not complain, and his production, kind of backs that up. So he's a really good player, and I think I'm excited always just to watch him go out there and compete. He's a competitor, and I love playing around guys like that love to compete. And, the same with Rakeem. But he's always ready. Trey's always ready to step in and play that role, and he's done an excellent job, in my opinion, so far this year.
Curtis?
Hey, Felipe, you guys were obviously without Coach Pittman at Florida and then without several guys against LSU. Then you had the game postponed. How good was that few days off for you guys over the holidays to kind of reset mentally and physically? And then how excited are you to get back out there?
Yeah, it'll be good. I think that we've had a lot of chance to get guys back, just getting through this stretch, especially these last couple of games. People get banged up. That's part of the sport, part of the game. So I think just having a week or so to people to kind of just get their bodies back, which is not a very long period of time, a week, but get their bodies back. It was important, and I think it was good. And we're all excited to get back out there and compete again. So, continuing to be able to go out there and prove, that we can do it and that we can go out there and get wins week in and week out. So just another opportunity. Excited for it.
Nikki?
Yeah, Feleipe, besides obviously getting all these guys back, do you see a big advantage having been able to watch yet another game on tape from Missouri and seeing what they did against Vanderbilt?
Yeah. No, I think you just use that tape to kind of just add it to your add it to your notes, add it to however you do when you watch film. That's just another kind of stepping stone that you can use, getting film study in and, seeing tendencies and stuff like that. But like I said, they're a very well-coached team, really good team, especially on defense. And, we got to go out there and we got to bring our A game, got to have a really good week of practice. Those things don't change. And you got to have those things when you go out there and expect them to win. So got to have those things, got to have a great week of practice and you go out there and compete. It'd be a really good game. So.
Tom?
Feleipe, your completion percentage, 68%, nice TD to interception ratio. Were those the numbers that along the lines of the kind of numbers you wanted to have, and how would you judge how you played this year?
Oh, good question. I wasn't. The numbers that I don't know. I wanted to obviously first and foremost help get wins, help Arkansas just get wins in the first place. But me personally, my personal goals was obviously wasn't a number. It was always just to be at the top. And so as of right now, I'm short of that. So, but I think that it's good, and I'm just going to continue to keep playing, continue to get better. That's what it's all about. Just being the best version of me I can be, being the best version of me. Whether I step on the field, off the field, just always competing in whatever I'm doing, continuing to get better. I think that's really what it's all about. And, I thought that it's been good so far, but there's always room to improve, always room to go out there and get more wins and help contribute to get more wins. So it can get better. And it's just me being hard on myself, self-critical. So, but it's been good so far.
Last one, Hayden.
Thank you, sir. Feleipe, 11 a.m. kickoff on the road. Does that bother you guys at all, or is it just kind of the schedule is what it is, or is it harder to kind of get up and get hyped, especially when you have to travel and then an 11 a.m. kickoff as well?
Yeah, the best thing that I've ever been told in life is that you don't want to worry about things you can't control. It's like getting mad that it's raining outside. We can't control 11 o'clock kickoff. We just go out there and show up and put the ball down and we play ball. So I think that that's important. You can't have the mindset of, oh, it's raining or, oh, it's cold outside or, you got to go out there and compete either way. So that's what's most important to me is just always having that mindset going into a game, no matter what the situation is that you're, presented, just going out there and compete no matter what. So it'll be fun, a fun 11 a.m. game.